everybody, and welcome back to Anxious Brain Central. It has been a fucking hot minute. My life has been garbage, and if you don't know what garbage means, it's French for trash. That is literally my favorite TikTok sound right now. So I try to make my setup look nice. You can see my computer, you can see the plug behind me, and you can kind of see the lights, but I'm literally sitting on my floor. So like this is what we're working with. And like fucking Emma Chamberlain, like she does her podcast like in her bed, like tucked in, and I aspire to do that. But yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Sorry. Isn't that Elton John? That's my fucking ADHD. So hi, if you don't know me, it's been a hot minute. I'm Kyla. I'm in college as a 24-year-old queen. No. I used to work at a shelter, like an animal shelter, and that was my whole personality, but I don't work there anymore, so there's no tea. It's just, it was a lot of physical and mental stuff that like went into it, and also I'm broke, and I gotta feed myself, you know? If you hear anything behind me, I do live in an apartment, so that's always fun. I've just been like really finding myself lately, and that has looked like very different for me. I don't stand up for myself ever. I let everybody walk over me. I don't care. You ask me to do something, I'll do it. And then like the past like few weeks, I've not been putting up with shit. I don't normally stand up for myself, but the first instance I've noticed myself standing up for myself was a couple weeks ago. I was fucking in class, and this teacher is really annoying, and I swear he has it out for me. He treats us like we're in high school, and he just picks on me. He was like, it was like 6:59, so class hadn't fully started yet. And he's really weird about phones, which I understand, but also we're in fucking college and I'm an adult. Like, what if I had a kid and I didn't know where they were? Or like, what if it's an emergency and I call my mom? Like, fuck off. So I was texting my mom, and it was literally 6:59. Class starts at 7. Unfortunately, that class is late as fuck, and I hate it. And I was texting my mom, and he started lecturing early. I was still texting my mom, and then he literally stopped the whole class and was like, well, I'll just wait till you're done. And I'm like, I looked at him, and I was like, literally? I'm texting my mom, and I'll be done in a second. And he just was like, I gotta do that, because he didn't think I was gonna fucking react. I'm like, bitch, nobody talks to me like that. So, and there was an instance with him before this one where he basically was like, he always calls on people, but for whatever reason, he always calls on me. And like every class, and it's always like, what'd you do this weekend? Or some fucking stupid shit like that. And he always calls on me. And I'm sitting in the corner. I don't want to fucking talk. Like, and this is actually before the like phone thing. And I was like, why do you always call on me? And he's like, like, I don't know how many times I have to yell at him for him to understand, leave me the fuck alone. But apparently it's not working. And then I had an instance, was my last day of work, and let's just say, like, my job, a lot of people try to pass on all of their duties on me, and I'm not the one. And essentially she was like, oh, this manager said you need to do this, and I was like, that's not something that I normally do, and I was told not to do that, so I'm not doing it. And then she got all defensive, like, well, she said. I'm like, well, I'm saying that I'm not doing it. It's my last day, and I don't care. And so she went to my manager. My manager was like, that's literally not Kyla's job. That the manager told you to do that, not her. You're just trying to pass off your shit. And I'm like, bitch, I hate that. Like, do your job. Just do it. Stop being lazy. Like, it's really not that fucking difficult. And I just can't deal with people lately. But that really got me. I was like, normally, and it's crazy, if you asked me a year ago if I would fucking stand up for myself, I wouldn't. I would have been like, okay, I'll go do it. No, not anymore. I will not do it if it's not something I want to do. So yeah, that's the basis of that. Fucking nose issues. Fucking fall, winter, whatever. And I have all year round allergies, so like my fucking head is pounding. And so I was gonna talk to you guys about only child syndrome. And I've heard this term like thrown around a lot, and I was like, that doesn't apply to me. So I'm an only child, but I have a lot of half siblings, but I might have grew up by myself. And so that comes with a lot of things that cannot end well for you. One is you don't like sharing things. 2, you're more introverted, me. 3, you're more comfortable around people older than you, which has always been me. Like, I essentially just grew up around my mom and my dad sometimes, and they're adults, obviously. So, like, I've always been more mature than people, and it's always been hard for me to make friends because like, the people my age, I'm just like, they're like too immature for me. But it's crazy because all of my best friends are younger than me, not by like a lot, but they act older, and that's why we get along so well. And I think that's why like I struggle with like dating people, because I don't like to give up my time. Like, my time is very precious, and I don't know. I guess it depends if you find the right person, but like I just get tired of being around them. Like, I'll hang out with you for a couple of days, and then I want to go home and hang out with my cat. Obviously my cat's not in my room right now, but like when I was at home, and people would just get upset about that, and I'm like, I'm just so used to being by myself that I need to be alone. And like I have a big thing with food. Like, my dad used to get so mad at me because I'm like, I would never share food with him, and I would bring food like with people I've dated to like their houses, and their family wouldn't know it was mine. They'd eat it, and I'd freak out. And he's like, literally, why do you care? Because it's mine. Like, I don't know. I've had a lot happen to me too over the summer where it literally traumatized me, which has made that Sherry thing worse, where like I haven't really had my own space, so anything that's mine is very like I'm attached to it. So that's gotten worse, but that is from being like an only child too. They tend to not have great social skills because like if you grow up with a bunch of brothers and sisters, like you're screaming, yelling at each other and talking, and like I could do that with my mom, but like obviously it's not like someone close to your age, so it's harder. But I thought that wasn't recording. I was about to freak out. I was gonna check my notes to see what else, because I like wrote stuff down on my handy dandy iPad. I thought she was dead. I was gonna freak out. Okay. Family, words are not working. I've always had like 1 or 2 friends, and they typically weren't like within the same friend group or like friends with each other. Like, it's been people here and there, and I mostly meet people at work. Like, I don't really have a lot of friends from school. And that's also another reason why I like animals more than people, because I always interacted with animals. So I Googled only child syndrome characteristics. So socialization, may have fewer opportunities to develop social skills, and maybe feel, sorry, I had a fucking burp, more comfortable in adult company than around peers. Perfectionism. They may feel pressure to live up to high expectations and may become a perfectionist. So some of this, like, traits that came up with spoiled, less social, selfish. I wouldn't consider myself selfish. I'm a very helping person. Trouble compromising. Close with family. Well-adjusted. No. Independent. Yes. Ambitious. Yes. Sensitive. Lonely. Like to have your own thing. So basically literally everything like that I fucking said. And a lot of people have an issue with that, but that's literally like how I grew up, and I just am not comfortable around people my age. I feel like I am a person in a younger person's body, but I feel like I'm like 60. Like, if I was like reincarnated, I feel like I was a 60-year-old woman in my past life. Like a 6-year-old woman that didn't put up with shit. That's what it feels like. Like, I just feel like there's an old lady inside of me, and that sounds really bad, and I realize that, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that's all I have for the only child syndrome thing. These episodes aren't going to be too long because, again, I'm by myself. Like, I don't have a co-host. Like, hey, computer. Like, maybe I can have guests. I don't know who those guests will be. But yeah, I made my own TikTok for this podcast, and I'm so excited because at first I was like, I'm just going to not do this podcast. And then, like, a lot of stuff has just happened, like, the past few months, and I just need to do something for myself. And this is kind of therapeutic. So we're going to do that. I'm going to try to have different topics. Again, it's called Anxious Brain Central, so I don't really have a niche. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I already have a topic for the next episode, and I'm kind of really excited about it because it's something that's like really an issue. But I figure if I can make these like 15-20 minutes, like that's long enough. Like I know people like long form content, but until I get into like the groove of things, it's just gonna have to be a couple minutes shorter. I don't know, I'm sorry, but I can give you guys, since this is Anxious Brain Central, I can give you guys a tour of my emotional support water bottle. I carry this thing with me everywhere. No, it's not a Stanley. This isn't a Walla. She does spill sometimes. I do need to get more stickers. Like there's a hole right here. It needs something. Ooh, ASMR. Anyway, so first we have I work hard so my cat can live a better life. Of course. I don't like morning people or mornings or people. No stupid people beyond this point. This is what my dog, I used to have a miniature schnauzer when I was growing up, and then I have Bob from Bob's Burger saying, oh my god. But yeah, I love her. She goes everywhere with me. I literally walk around work with her, like, and I'm always like, oh my god, where's my water bottle? And it's so bad. Like, why is that a thing? Like, why are people attached to water bottles? I don't know anymore. You know, I wish my hair could stay this curly and just not, like, look like a fucking mess. But, you know, that's life. But yeah, I worked all day, and I kind of just want to go to bed and watch TV. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. Hopefully my next ones will be better, and maybe I'll figure out a better setup that's not against this wall. But we'll find out. Maybe I'll use my car. But I also don't want people staring at me. So, anyway, okay, goodbye. Thanks.